Creature is probably going to confuse you a bit because I don't have time to show you all the features of it, but I'll put down a creature that I've been playing with some time. You really can teach him to do anything you want, and I'll just put down one now. Let's just put down, there's my ape. I am responsible for teaching him what's right and wrong, just like a parent is responsible for teaching what's right and wrong. So let's just show him this person over here.
Can you slap him about?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's coming.
He's just going to have a look at that person. We'll see what he does. I'm not sure what he's going to do with that person. He may do nothing. He may do something. I don't know what he's going to do. He's waiting, because I told him to do something directly. What's he going to do? He's being nice to him. Well, we want him to be mean to the little people. Yeah. So this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell him off for being nice to that person. The way you tell him off is by slapping him. Just like you hit a dog when it's done something bad, he's being smart now. If he's being smart, I can just move the mouse quickly and... Move the mouse quickly and... hit him. And if you really want to tell him off, then you can really... Or if you want to be nice to him, if you want to say what you just did is good, then what I can do is I can just stroke him a bit. Good boy, you're being a good boy, you can rub his tummy. Even rub down here, he really likes that. You can tickle his feet. So that's how he learns. He learns by watching you. Notice you put down the person straight away. He learns by watching you play the game. He learns what's right and wrong by example. If I've gone in and been mean to the little villagers, say for example I've just pushed this villager around a bit, he learns that, oh right, he wants to be mean, he likes being mean to things, so I'll be mean. So that's the learning system. Really, really, really simple to do. Anybody can understand how to punish him. And I'll just show you some of the cool stuff with the creature. This is an editor I'm going to show you now. It's not part of the game at all, but it allows me to show you some of the cool morphing technology that we've got. At the start of the game, when you first find him in the role-playing game, he's not this huge thing, he's this really tiny thing. He's a little baby. And then as the game goes on, slowly he starts growing up. Until in the end, he ends up as being this huge, huge, huge creature, which is absolutely, absolutely massive. So that's the first change, but more important than that is this idea that he changes depending on what you're doing with him. For example, if you've gone to eat villagers, for example, he'll eat a lot of them, and he'll get very, very hungry, and he'll then start putting on weight. Until the end, he's this hugely fat, waddling thing.
It's me.
And the cool thing about him is, the absolutely amazingly cool thing about him is, in the single-player game, what you can do is take your creature out of the single-player game, go online with him and meet other people's creatures. You have to justify to other human beings why your creature is so fat. Why your creature is so thin and skinny. We have a full fighting model in here. He can do all the fighting moves that you found in any fighting game ever. And if he fights a lot, he starts getting stronger. He starts putting on muscle. And you can have creatures that are strong and thin, or thin and fat, or any combination of the two. Also, more importantly than that, is the idea that as you start giving him a personality, he will morph to reflect what the personality you've given him. So he'll morph to be more evil and vicious looking, or he'll morph to be more good and kind. And it's this idea that this creature is uniquely yours. No other creature is. I'm going to have to just let me get rid of him because he thinks that I'm available to play with. So. Go over there.
Smack him.
not only, let's just load the instrument again, not only that, we mess around with the creature a whole load. There's a massive amount of stuff that the creature can do. If you're online, you can use Black and White as this incredible chat program. And this incredible chat program where he will mouth what you're typing in online. If you're typing in, "My name is Peter," he will say, "Hello, my name is Peter." And that is incredibly cool in itself, because this creature is yours, it's totally unique, that it has a unique personality, and it has a unique look to it. Not only that, he does things online. If you've met another person, another creature, and he's made friends with him, he of course can catch diseases. He can catch colds. We'll be injecting colds. He can catch fleas. He can sneeze. You have to teach him to do a whole range of different things, even where to go and have a shit. And teach him to go and shit all over your opponent. That will be completely correct. But the most incredible thing is the fighting stuff that we've got in here. Now, what I can do is get him to fight another creature now. Would you like to see him fight another ape, a cow, or a tiger?
Cow.
Okay.
Cow.
Right, I've loaded the cow in there. Someone has playing around with a cow, and I'll just get them to fight now. All right. This is the two of them fighting, and we have got the most incredible damage system in there. In that every time creatures get damaged, they get damaged regionally on their body. That means that they can get cut in the right sort of place, in the place that they actually get hit at. It means that when that cut heals, that creature will be scarred there permanently. That means you go online with that creature, and you see another creature coming over the hill, and it's covered with cuts and scars and bruises. You know exactly what's happened to that creature. And you can see that the cow there, his nose has been cut. If you look at your creature, you can see that his face is all a little bit bloody. If I can get the zoom right. I can't get the zoom right. There, you can just see that his eye will start actually closing up. You can teach your creature a whole range of special moves. If you sit and watch this, they'll actually work out what the weak point is of the two players. And we'll try and show you much more on that. But let me show you a couple more things about the cool things about the creature. For example, this is a tiger creature. It's not just the ape. It's a whole range of different creatures. Again, this creature can morph from being good and quite cute to being evil and quite vicious, and also it has this amazing capacity. If you're playing a music CD in Drive, he looks at the music CD ident key, works out what type of music you're playing, and will dance in perfect time to that music. So, for example, the tiger, for some bizarre reason, is particularly good at break dancing, and will break dance in perfect time. That means you can go online with your creature and say, "Hey, look what my cool creature can do," and it is quite cool, especially doing the sort of spinny stuff. So that's more the creature side. Let me show you some of the spell stuff, which is just equally amazing.
Is the idea that each person who plays it focuses on one creature rather than having
just one creature? You've got one creature. That creature is an embodiment of whatever you want to make him within the world.
Mm-hmm.
He can be kind. He can go and help these little people build things. He can be aggressive and go out and attack other people. It's totally up to you how you construct.
So do they actually die, or do they just get beaten to hell and
get
get crap beaten?
They won't actually die off. So let me just show you the magic stuff. The idea is to persuade as many people in the world to believe in your way of life. You do that by scaring the shit out of them, by really, really terrifying them so they worship you because they're scared of you, or you do it by being nice and kind to them. And if you're kind or nice enough or evil enough, yes, all right, just go and play with this rock. Don't throw that rock there. They build this thing for you. And this thing, what it does is it tells all these people, now is the time to worship me. So they will all progress their way to the citadel here, ready to start praying. The more they pray, the more magic that you have. The more magic you have, the more powerful you are. And you can just see that they'll start to produce these icons above these spell tokens. And eventually, and we don't have time to have a look at this, eventually what will happen is I'll be able to cast these spells. I'll cheat now and pick up these spells. But the spell system is quite cool in itself because it allows you to gesture spells down. And I can show you an example of that now. What I do, if I want to protect these houses, if I'm worried that you're going to send your creature in to smash down my houses, I can protect them with a shield. And I just paint the shield down on the map. And the gesture recognition system works out exactly what you mean by when you cast it. So I've painted a small shield there. If I want to paint a bigger shield, I can paint a bigger shield down there. You can have any number of power-ups to your spells. For example, if I just go back here and select, instead of selecting a shield, I actually select a fireball. Normally I would just throw a fireball and that would cause a fireball to shoot across the landscape. But if I power up this spell into with a different gesture, with a square gesture for this example, oops, I missed. It's intended to be a little bit hard to do. It will then change the whole nature of the spell into something like that. And we haven't got the sound effect on it. You can have any number of gestures. You can even have a gesture something like a pentagram, and even my signature is a gesture.
Undocumented feature.
Which is not quite working. It doesn't only have to be aggressive spells you can do. It can be passive spells. You can actually make things for the little people, make things for yourself. This is a forest spell, which will actually grow a forest. She should have clothes on. And there can be lots of these going off in the world. Lots of different spells all going off in the world. Now this will actually slowly grow a forest up. And the coolest thing of all of these spells you can teach to your creature. That means my creature is approaching your creature, and suddenly, out of his hands comes all these lightning bolts, like this, for example. He can actually cast a spell like that. So your creatures can have these proper wizard battles, not only hand-to-hand combat. I mean, the world itself is just an amazing level of realism to it. You can interact with absolutely everything. I can just dip my finger in the water if I want to. There are lots and lots of different races on the world. This is a Japanese tribe.
You're spotting that island in the background.
Yeah, there are many different.
Yeah,
islands.
so you just is like one island, one level, and then you move on to the next.
There's no such thing as levels. I don't believe that levels in the course of a game work, especially not on consoles. Because the idea is it's an unfolding story. Like Zelda, if anyone played Zelda 64, that was a platform game, but it didn't feel like a platform game because there was this whole story element in there. Just like this is kind of like a God game, but it doesn't feel like a God game because you're playing through this role-playing system.
Is there actually a story, or is the idea
Yes,
so
there is.
rich?
No, there is a story, and you can do anything you like in that story. It presents you with different things. It presents you with a village, and you may think, well, I'll just kill all those people because I feel a bit pissed off today. And the story will balance itself around what you do. The coolest thing about it is that as you play through this story, the AI behind the game is constructing this perfect opponent, which is the antithesis, the opposite of everything that you represent. If you're good within the world, it'll be evil. If you're evil in the world, it'll be good. And the level of detail in the game is really amazing. This is an example of level of detail of that. what we're doing is we're running a number of competitions where people will be able to win a place in the world. There's Steve Jackson's over here somewhere. Where is he?
Peter,
Yes.
you're supposed to be at Microsoft now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we've got to finish now then. Yeah, we'll have to finish. But anyway, you can zoom right down and have a look at someone's face, and there'll actually be the person's. You can see there's a person's face there. Every single one of these people is a unique individual in itself. So we're releasing the game in January. The first version of the game will be called The Gathering, which will be free to download for your PC. You'll then be able to interact with everybody using The Gathering, and then you can buy the full version of Black and White in March. So what do you think?
Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Sorry it was so horrid and quick.